Hello, good evening. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Chrysta, for being here with us. So this program is part of a wider program around the work of David Lynch. As many of you may know, David was here 12 years ago in the first edition of, by then it was História Film Festival, later Lisbon Israel, and in the last 2 years it's Lisbon and Sintra Film Festival. And so in that edition we did, David came and we did a retrospective of his work until then. His latest movie by then was Inland Empire. So David Lynch is a complete artist, not only one of the greatest filmmakers in the world, but also a great artist, musician. And we invited him to come. He had already, 4 years ago, we organized an exhibition he made with French artist Jean-Michel Garola with lithographies. So it was a series of 12 lithographies by Jean-Michel, 12 lithographies by David Lynch, and one they made in common at the Eaton Studio in Paris. And we invited him for this edition of the festival decided to show his work since then, so where we had stopped at that time, Inland Empire. So the program began last Friday with a screening of Inland Empire. Chrysta sang a Polish poem alive before the screening. David also sent us a short 1.5-minute film for the festival, and we also screened a work that David Lynch asked Centrum photographer Centrum Miller to do. It's a film called Psychogenic Fugue, with John Malkovich playing some of the main characters of his work. And there's an exhibition you can see in Sintra at Musa. You have small stories, 55 photographies by David Lynch, and the series Psychogenic Fugue by Sandro Miller, and also 8 new portraits Sandro has just shot for an interview David gave to the New York Times a month or 2 months ago. So this program also has, so tomorrow we will be here with Christine McKenna, who wrote a biography of David Lynch, Room to Dream, and the Portuguese edition of this biography has just came out by Editora Elsinore, Espaço para Sonhar. And we are here with Chrysta. She has been working and collaborating with David Lynch for a long time, first with songs, and also she is one of the actresses in the last Twin Peaks series. Thank you, Chrysta, for being here with us. We will see some videos of songs that you wrote and so did with the collaboration of David, and also that there's an upcoming album to come out in January, I guess. And Chrysta offered us to see one video of that album. We're going to also to see it, and afterwards we will see some shorts by David Lynch. When did this adventure of working with such a great artist start?
It started in 1999 in Hollywood, California, and I've been a singer all my life, but I had been in a band for some time, probably many years by that time, and I was looking for the next chapter of my musical, the new incarnation of myself. I had been doing like a gypsy jazz band that was very fun, really great music, great musicians, but I knew that something was coming, and so I was looking for people to work with, and my manager was able to get me 15 minutes with this wonderful agent at the Creative Artists Agency who knew that David was making music and loved to make music and was always open to meeting potential collaborators. And this agent also had a good feeling for the kind of people that David responded to musically, and I guess on a personal level as well. So very fortunately, this person promised a meeting with David Lynch, and he was able to actually make it happen. And maybe 2 or 3 weeks after meeting Brian Laux, I was in David Lynch's recording studio, and we wrote our first song together that day. Yes, and 10 short years later, we had a full album. It took a long time for a number of reasons, but during the process, of course, it was just so lovely to be sharing time with David as a person and to be making music with such an extraordinary person and spending time becoming pals and friends. And David gives great counsel. He's a great listener. He's just wonderful on pretty much every level that you can imagine. And on top of it, we were making beautiful music. So a tremendous gift in my life. And after this train, we made another album called Somewhere in the Nowhere. And then towards the end of those recording sessions, he presented to me that there might be a role for me in his new project. And that was really all he said. I was curious what this meant, and he was, appropriately discreet, maddeningly so, with any kind of details about the part, or if I was singing or acting. But then slowly, as these things began to emerge, I realized that I had thought that our chapter was closing as collaborators, because I knew that we'd been able to share so much time and make all this music, and I felt very fulfilled with our process, and figured that it was very naturally coming to a close, because I'd heard the rumors about Twin Peaks, and I was remarkably okay with that, because I felt really fulfilled by what we'd done. But then when I saw that a new chapter was beginning for us, I was pretty ecstatic, even though it was so mysterious. Honestly, even that he would consider me was it was a beautiful feeling. So, and then it actually did happen, and I got to meet Tammy, and Tammy got to meet the world, and it's changed my life quite a bit, and I feel incredibly grateful for the experience and to be here with you tonight. So what we'll see initially are 4 music videos from songs from 2 records that David and I have done together, This Train and Somewhere in the Nowhere. And the first one is called All the Things, directed by an Italian gentleman named Nicolangelo Gelomini. And we filmed this in Naples at a magnificent cloister that you'll see. Really love this song and this video for All the Things. And then we'll see Beat the Beat, which was filmed in Oakland, California, where I live, at a dive bar, where I've been to a number of times on my own, for my own enjoyment. And it really had a nice vibe, we thought, so we asked to do a music video there. and it was done with a wonderful director, Palestinian-American named Sharif Nakle, and produced by a dear friend, Tasha Nesbitt. And then that was for Beat the Beat, a song that David and I did from Somewhere in the Nowhere. And then the next song is called Night Ride, and it goes into darker territories, and I get to explore my vampirous Black Widow aspect. She's there, I got to meet her. And so, yeah, Night Ride, that's a bit nefarious, what might happen to a wandering drifter in the night if he's not very careful. And then the last music video is one of my favorites that I've done as well, for a song from This Train, and it's actually a duet with David, and this song is called Bird of Flames, and the refrain is, love is a bird of flames coming into a dark world. And I really do love this song, and the video was directed by a fantastic director out of Portland, Oregon, named Shell White. And then the final video that you'll see is the new music that I'm putting out into the world that doesn't have anything to do with David Lynch. This is my own art, and it's directed by Joseph Scorman, also the director of Night Ride, who is also my fiancé, and it's such a gift to be able to work together. And I'm excited about showing this one to you because it's a new direction, it's a new moment, it's super exciting and terrifying, and so we can be together for that. And that's what I've got for you tonight.
Thank you, Chrysta. Well, maybe one more thing before we start seeing the videos. How's the work in music? Because when I saw this documentary on David Lynch, The Art of David Lynch, there was something that touched me very much, because he said that when he left the house of his parents and rented a studio, he said, well, I went to work there in the morning. I sometimes forget to have lunch, to have tea, to dinner, and left the studio in the night and was there all day long trying to achieve something. And that's something that is very touching from such a great artist as he is. And in music, so in Room to Dream, he says, I've been experimenting with music for a long time, but it's respectful to great musicians to say that I'm a musician. I play music, but I'm not a musician. This is very humble from him.
I think David is a humble person, almost like in deference to the ideas themselves. You know, he's just very fertile territory for ideas to come in all mediums, and it's a melody, or it's a visual for painting or sculpture or a puppet, or it's words for a script or a poem. He's the consummate artist, living the art life, and I think he has great respect for musicians and composers, and I've never seen him get more excited that, you know, as far as celebrities were concerned, but he likes musicians. He really, and drummers. He really likes drummers. It's really cool for him to get all cute over a great drummer. I think he, you know, there's not too many things that David doesn't do or couldn't do in the realm of the arts, but musicians with their instruments, you know, it's generally a lifetime that they're dedicating to that. And so he respects, you know, that dedication. But I think that David is an artist and he's a composer. As far as a musician, he actually does play the trumpet. I don't know that he's kept up with it, but he's, you know, kind of an indescribable person because he just embodies this. And so he very humbly doesn't call himself a musician, but we make music together. And I don't know what else you would call that person who makes music. He's a generator of things, and I feel like you can listen to his music, you can see his lithographs, you can look at, you know, this 1-minute video that he made, and it's all with this certain essence, you know, and in all of the mediums, somehow you can tell that it's him. And so maybe he wouldn't call himself a musician, but certainly I'm very moved by the music that he makes, that really all of the art that he generates, you know, is giving this this feeling that is true to his essence. So I hope that he continues to do all of it, really. But it's the ideas that come to him. That's where he is in that moment. So if he wants to make music, he does it. And I would say that was a musician, but you know.
Well, thank you a lot, Chrystabel. Thank you a lot to all of you. We see the film. So after the videos Chrystabel brought us, we'll see 4 films by David Lynch. Eden Paris, a short film he made at the studio Eden, where he usually works when he goes to Paris. And it was them who organized the photography show at the museum in Sintra. The 3 R's, Absurda and Lady Blue Shanghai, a film he made with Marion Cotillard. I call your attention to tomorrow's 5:00 p.m. talk by Christine McKenna about Room to Dream. Thank you. Enjoy it.